Hello guys, this is Adrian Dursun, I'm Juan Andrade and he's Nicolas Vera. We just finished second place at YCS 3v3 Quito. Now Adrian will show what he played. He played Runick Spright, and let's go right out with the deck profile.
For the Spright engine, for the Runick engine, I played double fountain, triple tip, triple freezing chains, triple slumber, triple distraction, triple I don't know what's called.
the Papa Monster.
Yeah. This was all my Runick engine. This was by far the worst card because I really felt like if I'm going to search it, it's always known in the public area, so the opponent can play around it. But if it's a hard run, it's by far the best card, since the opponent always going to the battle phase to attack over your elf or IP, so you just go slumber and they lose the whole turn because they're expecting with the battle phase to break the board. And on top of that, this is the only card you can activate when your opponent has nothing on the board. So you can just go onto your own monster to protect them and trigger a field spell, which is kinda nice. This happened to me like once or two times the whole weekend. For the sprites, we just played triple starter, triple blue, just 2 jet. It happened once to me that I activated blue and I didn't have any targets because I was still thinking I'm playing 3 jet. This was a small mistake which I did, but I felt really good with a double jet. I will explain later because I played some cards which made it less worth to play so many sprites. Run reds, run carrots, and double smashers. The double smashers were pretty insane because you can use them more recklessly if you are going to play double smashers. Like you can just in the end phase go on any back row or any problem, and you know you still have 1 smashers left in your deck, so you can use it with less problems. Like you don't have to keep an eye on it. Like what if your opponent is going to summon a new problem which you cannot out with your whole deck except by smashers. So it was a really good decision. The only thing I don't really like it is that it don't get you into a place. For the level 2s, which are not sprites, we played the Kitty, Appear, and Capture. This is by far the best card, especially because you don't have a battle phase. You need to get rid of a lot of monsters. You can just bounce twice per turn. And for the non-engine cards, we just played Triple Impermanence. This was, in my opinion, by far the worst card in my deck, because every time I played against tier elements, it wasn't enough, and against all the other decks, it wasn't that important to impermanence something. Maybe if I would face Thunder, this could be a thing, but I got lucky and they dodged all the Thunder players. And as Spicy Tech, we played a Triple Evening Match and Triple Lava Golem, and the Lava Golem were pretty insane, especially in combination with the Kitty, since like you can summon it on the opponent's board, go Gigantic, summon Kitty, bounce the Lava Golem back, and it's that important because your opponent is already in pressure because he knows you have a Lava Golem in hand, so either he's going to kill you or he's passing and on so many negates, which is impossible in turn like 3 or 4, that Lava Golem doesn't do anything because Lava Golem does everything. So he has to pass on 1 monster, which could be a problem, but passing on one monster in this current format isn't good anymore. For the extra deck, I played Triple F, double Gigantic, double Yugioh. While testing, it came very often up that I was in need of 3 Yugions, because if you go into turn 1, you go summon Yugioh, go into Gigantic and summon the next Yugioh with any quick play if you have to draw 2 cards and have an additional monster on board. And I really wanted to play 3 of them because after the first turn you don't have any Yugiohs left in your extra deck, so your all quick play spells of Runick aren't anymore the E-teleports. But we didn't have the space. You want so many cards to play into your deck, and I thought this was the best solution to just play 2. And I played 1 Jerry. Jerry was by far one of the best cards in my extra deck. Like the tier element board, the tier element scarecrow board was most of the times the IP Baroness and some other cards. And if you have evenly or stuff like that, or if your opponent has any other Omni Negate, you can just go into battle phase and go any quick play spell, special summon Gary, attack into it. He needs to negate the pop effect, so you can go afterwards into for evenly and just break the whole board. So any quick play spell would be a problem for your opponent if he knows there's a Jerry in this extra deck. I played 1 Jin Bester. It only came up once, but if I would play more mirrors, it would be way more important. 1 Onimibaru, this was by far the best card. This was so crazy. I wish so many times I'm going to play 2 of them, but I sadly didn't. 1 Dark, 1 IP. For the IP targets, I went into Unicorn, Abomination, or Evermax. And this card is just crazy. Like, if you have nothing left and just an IP and F, you can just go in Evermax and survive several turns because your opponent doesn't have them directly out to it. Like if you're playing against Telements variants, they need to go into Appaloosa plus a monster which can get over it.
And then it's when you use a smash.
Yeah, and then's the time you use your smashers on it. So this card carried the whole event, I think. And for the side deck, I played 1 Resonator because if you are going for game 2 or game 3 and you're deciding to go first, I wanted to have additional normal summon in my deck to have more consistency plays. 1 Feather Duster and 1 Pankratops. I've never drawn these 2, but in theory they are really good. And now we are getting to the bad cards of my side deck. I played Triple Virus. I used it twice and I destroyed, I don't know, I think it was at max 3 spells in the whole 3 activation, I think. It was really bad. I messed also up in the finals because I shotgunned it into spells and I got evenly afterwards. So it wasn't really this good. Nibiru, also a really trash card in my deck. Like every time I've nipped my opponent and he was playing a huge combo deck, he still could go into combo, but in theory this was rather a going first card because if you're setting up a small board, like our board was always Alpha IP, they need to do more than 5 summons in the second turn, so you can nip them away and they just lose. I played 3 Swimmers for going second and 3 Cosmic Cyclone for any trap heavy deck or mirror matches. Overall, I felt pretty good with the deck list we had to. I don't know if I would do some changes, but it doesn't matter anymore since we are getting in the next week the Darkwing Blast. So the format will change anyways. But yeah, I think I saved most of the information I had to the deck. On top of it, I wanted to shout out my team, JunksPlayground, United Gozes, and of course everyone who stayed at Gallows Place. I also want to shout out my friends from my hotel, Max and Lara and Michelle. Yeah, that's it.